Welcome to another episode of Drunk, a Cop, and a Teacher, the podcast where everything is made up and our comments don't matter, just like the memory retention abilities of these two guys right here, because they can't remember a conversation we had earlier in the year. Mike can't remember an iOS event that we had like half a fucking episode talking about, and you can't remember a game that you were the one that was most hyped for from an Xbox game showcase. And you're like, oh yeah, this looks good. I want to play this.
I don't know when anything's supposed to come out anymore.
It was that party really fucked me up.
What, the apple juice?
That apple juice,
party.
That party that Ham invited me to. Was it the housewarming party?
Yeah. Man. I got another party this Saturday, not at the house, but another Halloween party, baby.
Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we confirmed that your guys' memories suck. And speaking of things that suck, Mike, how have you been?
Oh, pretty good. There was something I was going to mention to you guys. Well, I haven't really been much to anything except for I went to a Halloween Horror Nights over here. It was actually really good. I liked it. It was all right. Like for it to come back after the pandemic.
How packed was it?
Yeah, I just hope that you weren't dealing with a bunch of shit.
I wasn't really. The only thing we were dealing with was the rain.
Then that would be perfect time because nobody's gonna be there.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be there.
Yeah, that's the thing. But of course,
that was Sunday then because I got wet Sunday.
Ooh, and then it was like on and off. Like it will rain and then it will stop raining and then the houses will get packed. I think the longest wait that I've waited for a house was 75 minutes.
No, not doing it. No,
75 minutes.
Even for events like that kind of shit, I still apply my 30-minute rule. Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was worth it. It was the Haunting of Hill House, best house so far. It was one day and that's it. Like next year I'll buy the pass. Like usually I always do, but it was alright. The scare zones were okay. You know, like I feel like the scare zones are just like whatever. I don't think they really put much in thought except for the costumes. But I don't know. The houses were good. Me and my wife were doing a Halloween trilogy, like a Halloween like movie marathon, watching Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers. And we finished watching a movie called The Mist. Ever watched that movie?
I remember the trailers for it. Is that the one with Tom? Wait, no, not Tom Welling. Tom Welling was in a different one, right?
No, this is the one Punisher, the OG Punisher.
The OG Punisher.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah, Thomas Jane. I believe that's his name. I'm not too sure, but yeah, the ending is so fucked.
Yeah, you didn't like the ending either.
I don't. Like I could appreciate it now because the thing is, like that movie just fucks with you, man. Like it's really good. It's entertaining. And then the ending is just like, holy fuck. Like, oh my God. Like it just
got a good ending, I think.
I think now I finally accepted the ending, but back then I fucking hated it. I was depressed. I remember I was depressed as fuck. But other than that, nothing.
Would you call it a twist?
I don't think I would say it was a twist. It was a twist that Shyamalan wished he had.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, because
that's not saying much.
That's not saying much at all. I think it's like that twist where Shyamalan was like, "Oh my God, you know what? I like twists. I'm gonna make twists."
Scooby-Doo has better twists than Shyamalan movies.
Yeah, that old movie was pretty twisting. Just like that girl. Twisting everywhere.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
She's disabled.
Okay, we're done with your conversation. Right. Am anything with you?
Yeah, a few things, multiple things. I got a list.
3 things.
No. It's the Halloween Spooky Spectacular special.
Max, give him 5. Give him 5. You have 5 things.
No, I don't have much. I told you about Killer Camp.
Yes.
All right, that's one.
Me and yeah. Well, this is their season 2 too. So, me and Aaron caught up and watched that. That was 6 episodes. This one seems like it's gonna be bigger because I think it's almost like double the cast. Maybe not double, but at least a third more. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, that's two.
And then now that's one thing. And then I was like, well, we have no more episodes. So we went to the show that premiered in 2001 with a host that I did not know was fuck, oh man, I'm blanking. Anderson Cooper, aka the Mole.
Oh, you watched The Mole?
Yeah, we started
Nice.
rewatching the Mole.
Do you are you remembering all of it? Are you
I
still like,
remember
God,
not.
who was the mole in this
No,
one?
the first. Well, shh, just in case, but I think I do remember the first. Well, we're just on episode 2, maybe 3, but yeah, I just keep messing with Aaron. I'm just like, wait, why don't they just use their cell phone? Why don't they just use their cell phone? Because it is early. What I think is it either 2000 2001. So yeah, they have really bad laptops and fucking I don't even know half the stuff they have.
Oh God, that's right. They answered the questions on the laptops at the
Oh
end.
my god, it's
Yeah.
so bad. I think they could only afford one because they're so expensive. Um, it's interesting. It's interesting going back. I think I do know who it is, just by I got a feeling. I got a
But
gut feeling.
it wasn't until season 2 or 3 that was Tiny Bubbles, right?
Yeah, which I think they only have 2 or 3, but they don't have celebrity mole on there. I mentioned that. So
Okay.
yeah, I think Tiny Bubbles.
All
Other
right.
than no, nothing else. I think.
Oh, there was one thing that I did watch.
What?
It's on Netflix. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was on number one. Kate.
What?
That's the Karen Gillian movie.
Yeah, the one that she's like a badass assassin, like killing everybody.
I seen. I didn't.
Oh,
I
I
didn't watch
watched
the
that.
movie, but I
Mhm.
heard bad things about it, so I don't know. Your guys' take.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Oh my god! I'm so stupid. This is what I was like. Oh my god! Cop review.
Oh
Cop
my
review.
God.
Wait, what's it called again? This is not the one with the based off a comic.
I don't know.
No, it's just like she's an assassin. She gets poisoned, and she's trying to find out who poisoned her.
Oh
Did you hate it or
no.
not? Did you hate it or not?
It was okay. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. I didn't
Okay.
love it. It was
All
okay.
right.
It was entertaining. But yes, cop review. I'm so sorry to take the spotlight from you, Ham, but you were already finished. So I did watch a movie. It
Mhm.
wasn't a sign, but I went to the movie theaters and I saw it with my wife. Ron's Gone Wrong.
Oh, that's out already? Wait,
It's
you
out
went to
already.
go see an animated movie?
Yeah,
Willingly?
surprise.
Oh, the
Mhm.
robot one?
The
Did
robot
you have like
one,
your
yeah.
nephew or niece or someone you with
Yeah,
you?
this guy was talking shit.
No, just me and my wife. We went. We were like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Friday night, date night. Let's all go. You know, we got our popcorn.
Is that only in theaters?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, we
Oh.
got our popcorn, our cheese on the
Yeah,
side
okay.
with jalapenos. You know, you guys
Go
eat,
ahead.
you know.
Yeah.
Cheese? That's fucking queso.
What? No, it's cheese. Nacho cheese, bitch.
Oh my god.
But yes, Green Card. The movie was absolutely funny. It was fun. The
Interesting.
animation is spectacular. The whole entire time, I'm just like, this is a Disney movie, even though it's 20th Century Fox, 20th Century,
Yeah,
whatever.
Technically,
Ten-
20th Century
20th
Studios.
century,
Century
which
Studios, yes.
Disney
Yeah.
So technically, it is
owns.
Disney owned because there was a lot of different,
It was probably in
Disney.
production before Disney bought it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
And then it makes sense because there's a lot of a lot of Disney cameos in this one. Really good movie. I highly recommend it. Like I mentioned, the voice acting was great, the animation was great, the story's great, the ending was great. I liked everything about it. The only thing I will say negative is just the protagonist, the villain, whatever you want to call it. It's really not memorable. It's whatever. It's just more on, of course, like Ron and the And pretty much that's it. It's a really, really good movie. I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out with your kids. If you don't want to go with your kids, watch it yourself, and you're still going to end up enjoying it.
I mean, if you're saying it's really good and
It's
I go
probably bad.
watch it and I hate it, I'm going to be pissed that you gave Trolls World Tour a red card and you gave that shit a green card.
I'm still pissed off this guy gave Parasite a yellow.
Oh, man. I'm so pissed on myself that I gave Becky a yellow. But, you know,
it was a birthday gift to him.
Yeah, it was a birthday gift. I didn't mention it was for him. No. But right. Trolls, it's not that good. But this is
my
way
god!
better.
Shut up! It is good.
Okay,
over this.
All right. But anyways, let's talk about apparently something good. What have you been up to?
You know what? Nothing now because I'm just gonna cancel all my plans for here on out and just watch a marathon of Trolls nonstop, 24/7.
That sounds weird.
A little bit, but World Tour is still such a good movie. God damn you! I really haven't been doing anything. I've been trying to catch up with work stuff and schoolwork and all that other crap. So we're just gonna go straight into other things because I have nothing else to talk about. Literally don't. I mean, we can talk about. Well, there's a couple headlines that for me is at least entertaining that I can talk about and bring up.
Pokemon.
But well, that too. Oh, there is that. Well, speaking of which, since you brought that up, Mike. Mike, have you played any of the Pokemon Unite Halloween matches?
Oh my god, yes, I love it.
You're an asshole for not inviting me to any of them. Jesus Christ! All right,
what?
You're supposed to invite me to matches. We're supposed to. That's how we get our battle pass stuff.
You're not doing anything right now, right? We can play right now.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's get into the headlines first, and then we'll end the conversation talking about our main movie event, which was Dune, that released on HBO Max and also in theaters. But headlines first. We'll get my stuff out of the way because I'm the only one that's going to talk about them. And I want to bitch about, well, I'm not really going to bitch about this. I just want to put it out there because apparently it's been confirmed, according to an early leak of the Empire magazine. But apparently in Spider-Man No Way Home, Sandman and Lizard are confirmed to return as their original roles. So yes, that would be, oh my gosh, what's the actor's name? Thomas Hayden. What's his name, man? Ham, you should know him. He's your boy.
From what?
He's from Crash. He's in the movie Crash.
Oh God,
or Sideways. Crash. Was it Crash or Sideways? Crash.
Oh God, I don't even remember.
Anyway, the Sandman from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. He's
confirmed to
come back. Yeah, he's confirmed to come back. And then the Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man is also confirmed to come back. Okay, you expanded your roster. Whoopie fucking do, and people are just going crazy for this. Like, oh my god, we're gonna see them again. Like, sure.
So Sinister Six.
That's what everyone's speculating is building up to. Whether we see them actually in the movie or they're just setting up for a future movie, I have no idea.
How will you feel? They confirm that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the movie and they're going to be Spider-Man.
I am not going to hold my breath on that because even if they did, right? Let's say they did show up. That the next trailer that we get, very last second, we get to see their faces. Who knows how much screen time they're actually going to get in the movie?
That was it.
It could literally be like 10 seconds of like, yeah, let's team up. Thwip. All right, now we got to go home. Bye. And then that's it. That's all it comes down to.
That's the sound of web shooters right there?
Yeah, because they spent all their money on all these actors returning.
Yes,
Twit.
There's a guy in the back going, twip.
I was like, what is that noise?
Like I said, supposedly there's a lot of rumors going around that this next trailer they're going to show is going to show Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I don't know.
Let me just say, if there was a voting system of you will have to sacrifice two of the actors and keep one, I will keep Tobey Maguire. I would like to just see him again, just as Spider-Man alone.
He'd be like the older. Like he would be the Spider-Man that I'm okay with the writing for. Like the way they're writing this Spider-Man is okay for like an more like a teenage Spider-Man, actually, more like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. But I would like to see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to be the older Spider-Man, like the what Peter B. Parker Spider-Verse Spider-Man, where he's just kind of wanting to take on the mentor role a little bit, or just kind of
with a belly.
show the ropes to like maybe Miles Morales or something.
Yeah,
Sure,
but with,
he
like
could
with
have
a
a
beer
belt.
belly, right?
Why not? As long as they make it okay. I mean, if they did it for Thor and everyone loved it, they could probably do it for Tobey Maguire and everyone can love it.
I will love it. You will. It's
Speaking of things
adorable.
to love, Ham loves Bill Murray, and Bill Murray's
Yes.
gonna be in Ant-Man 3.
Hmm.
Who are you gonna
As
call?
what?
Reprising his role as, I don't know.
Reprising his role from Zombieland 1 and 2?
Can you imagine they make that same joke again? Like, what was
Yeah.
your greatest mistake? Garfield.
Yeah, no, I'm interested. When is that coming out? Next year?
No, probably. I think it's 2023 that's supposed to come out.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Because a lot of their movies, actually, we didn't talk about this, but a lot of like the Marvel movies got pushed back a few more months.
A few more months. Cool.
Yeah.
Spider-Man got pushed back next year.
Sounds okay to me.
I'm ready to see it. No, that's cool. I don't know what he's gonna do. I wonder what he's gonna be, but I can only imagine because it's Bill Murray.
All right, couple of trailers to talk about. We'll save Mike's favorite for last. We'll just talk about mine really quick because I doubt either of you saw it. But
Yo,
maybe...
UK man, this motherfucker's dying over here.
I know, right?
I'm over here dying.
He's got
Fucking
the
have this
COVID.
fucking cough.
We're not
man.
at fault, though. We're not at fault. I'm keeping this in. I'm not editing this out.
Fuck.
All right. The first thing I just want to bring up, I'll be interested if you guys had anything to really say about it, if you actually watched it.
Yeah.
But they finally gave a 6-minute Halo campaign gameplay overview. This was the one thing that people were trying to figure out what the heck was it going to come down to, because we did say it's weird that we're paying $60 for a Halo game when the multiplayer part is free. And well, I guess first of all, did either of you watch it?
I didn't know it was out, man.
I didn't know it was out either.
Okay, so I'll just get to
Lone
like
Survivor.
the newer. I'll just get to the newer things that kind of were brought up. You do have upgrades to certain armor abilities, so I think you can like upgrade like your shoulder, like your grappling hook, I think, or upgrade certain things. Like they showed an upgrade menu and they talked about like upgrading your parts or whatever. It is not exactly open world, but it's not linear either. Like the map that they showed, like there were so many routes and hills and all these other ways you can get to a particular destination. And they showed a part where you're at a base and you can choose a vehicle that you want like dropped off for you, like a wasp or a mongoose or like a warhog or whatever it is that you wanted. And so it kind of leads it open to be like, well, if you wanted to get from point A to point B, you can either go down, down the hill through the other outpost or whatever, or you can just fly over everything and just go straight to wherever point B is. So it's a weird open world type of setting that I think a lot of people are not used to. But I don't know. I think the way they made it look, at least to the trailer, it almost seemed like they fleshed out this game so much to make it worth the $60, because that was the one thing I know at least Ham and I were saying, like $60 is a lot to pay for a game, and you better fill it up with content, because all the previous Halo games, those aren't exactly worth $60 alone just for the campaign. So it seems like they've really put a lot of things into this to make it bigger than all the previous Halo campaigns.
But that's so weird, though. It's an open world, but with limits.
But that's saying. Go ahead.
It keeps making me feel like, and it's very murky waters, like whatever Badlands, Tom Clancy Badlands, or whatever it is. Sort of that scenario, because you were able to call in jeeps or planes or something, or like the Assassin's Creed thing that they did with the map. It's open world, but not really, because there's levels in certain places, so you can't open world everything until you level up. So I think that's what they're aiming for, and sometimes that can work, and sometimes it doesn't. I think it's okay in Assassin's Creed, and in that other one, I think it worked.
I think we gotta be clear when we say open world. I'm thinking GTA open world.
No, I don't think so. With the
That
graphics, I don't know.
Well,
yeah, but
graphics have really nothing to do with open world. I was thinking
No,
because
no, no, no.
isn't Breath of the Wild one of those games where you can go straight to the boss fight. Like you can literally skip everything in that game and just go straight to the final boss fight. Or you can do any of the fucking what is it, tunnels or caves or whatever in any order that you wanted. Like that's an open world game where you can choose however you want to play it.
and it's
Like
Oh yeah,
also
isn't
but
true.
I
Far
mean
Cry.
graphics. When I mean like, there's a certain graphical characters that aren't gonna look as good because it's an open world, whereas GTA or like a Skyrim, which is like open world and not like dumbed down like the games I mentioned before.
I
So I'm
mean,
just saying.
Far Cry is considered as open world as well too, where you can
Oh,
go
that's a good.
anywhere.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, is it like that, or is it just like there's certain areas where it's open world, but everything else is just linear?
Someone I know on social media, some like there was a few people that were comparing it to Far Cry. They're like, "Oh, it seems like the same system." I don't know. I think there are going to be parts of this huge map that is limited to like a certain story progression, but
That's what I
but
assume.
the original Halo did the same thing. It's just like I think they kind of just took that same concept and just really fleshed out the world. Because I remember in the first Halo game, you had the mission where it's a second mission on Halo where you get to choose like which group of Marines you wanted to save first. Like there was 3 different areas, and you got to choose who you wanted to go to, and like you could choose to go through the tunnels and save those Marines if you wanted to. Like I think that's kind of what they were aiming for, but they filled in a lot more of that open space to make it more like to make it busy, I guess, because you do pick up on side missions along the way or like things that you can choose to do if you wanted to. Because I believe there's like a level up system. I would assume that's tied to your armor abilities or whatever your upgrading parts and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it is like that semi open world setting, but you are still going to be limited to like, okay, well, you have to progress this part of the story in order to open this part of the map, just like Assassin's Creed.
Okay. So it's just so it's an open world, but with limits of
I think
unlocking a
everyone
few
just calls it
things.
semi open world.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Okay.
I'm hesitant. I just hope it's done well. I want it to do well. Don't
Um,
fuck it up.
But
Graphics looked better than the other gameplay. At least for me, it did. I noticed mostly differences. Like there were a lot better quality, especially with the brutes and stuff like that. I can tell you overall social media reception. Everyone's fucking praising it to the roof. Like this, they're saying this is exactly what they wanted from Halo. This is
what is
exactly what they
Google
wanted from
users
the
saying?
company. Um, well, Google users are the same people as Ham, so I don't know if they really saying anything about it yet, other than
They'll
saying
have to play it.
they'll
Yes.
have to play it.
Oh, fuck it up.
It's getting a lot of reception. I mean, I'm just as excited for it. Just I just want to play a new Halo. I am kind of like Ham. I'm like, I don't know about the open world setting.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like a hit or miss, especially for a Halo a Halo franchise.
Yes.
But I don't know. My big concern was they only showed like the same setting over and over and over again. And I don't know if that's because they don't want to tease what else is going to happen with the story, because it's like it's the same forest, it's like the same trees, it's like the same this. It's like, yeah, but what about like all the Forerunner shit? Which they did also introduce new bosses. Boss fights are back apparently, where there's going to be certain boss characters that you have to take down. There's also going to be certain elites that are hunting you down along the way as well. There's new Forerunner to kind of battle with. So yeah,
Wasn't
they go,
boss fights in Halo 2? Like there was a lot more boss fights in Halo 2, right?
That's
so yeah, there was Tartarus in Halo 2, which was the very, very end. And if you want to count Guilty Spark in Halo 3, I guess you could.
no.
Or was he in Halo? Yeah, that was Halo
Yeah,
3.
when you're fighting that fucking
Ball.
random robot,
Yeah.
the pelota.
There was also in Halo 2, there was also the Heretic. Yeah, Halo 2 had the most boss fights.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, because you had the Regret, you had Heretic, and then you had Tartarus. But yeah, it seemed like those were coming back into it. Like they highlighted like big enemy bosses that will just like kind of pop up. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
this boss is gonna be called Hennessy.
I'm just saying they got an extra year, so
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it gets Ham's seal of approval on this one. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm a big Halo fan.
The other trailer, we got a new trailer for Lightyear, the new Disney Pixar movie based off the Space Ranger toy. What's the actual original hero or story or astronaut, whatever he is, that the toy was made off of? Ham, did you watch this trailer?
I did actually. So this is a story about a story, Toy Story, but a story about a toy.
Yeah, it's a prequel of how he became a toy and how he was bought.
No, I get the concept, but then what? Are they gonna do it for everybody? I mean, I'm sure people have already said they'll do one on Woody, do one on Ham, do one on
No one's gonna want a backstory to Ham or Rex or
Mr.
Slinky.
Potato Head. Do they even own Mr. I don't even
Like
know.
they can't really do one on Woody because Woody's not based off of a person. Woody was based off like a series, like a little like
Yeah,
a
they
TV
could do
series.
the actual series, whatever. Like what?
Hey, I
No.
will love a series of Rex. That's my favorite toy. I just love Rex.
They could do what ifs or
Okay,
minis,
all right,
whatever.
hold on. First of all, what are your thoughts on the trailer?
Look good.
Looks good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And but let me pump the brakes. It's gonna be weird with Chris Evans' voice, it's not Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Fuck it. I'm open to it. Also being biased, that jam is my jam. So I was listening to it. I'm like, that's my jam. So, RIP. But that song was good. Other than that, yeah, I mean, it's gonna do good. Like who the fuck, man? It's gonna do good.
True. I mean, the animation looks really good on it. Like
It is weird though. I'm like
because it's real people. It's not like toys or cars or planes or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like slightly like I'm like I can't like.
But it looks good.
It does look good, but I'm saying there's like a weird like little thing that's bothering me in the back of my head.
I am just kind
of. I'll get over it.
I'm just kind of. I mean, I don't know if I'm really surprised or just kind of was like, oh, I didn't think they were actually going to go that route. Where it seems like he's actually going to go to like a whole fucking new dimension or universe or whatever, like an actual like fucking space ranger going out there discovering shit. Like I didn't really know what to expect from a Lightyear movie, but I also didn't think they were going to go that kind of like fantasy route, almost a little bit sci-fi-ish kind of route.
Oh,
but I guess it makes sense. It makes sense for that to happen because how else are you going to make an exciting movie about an astronaut that's a toy is based off of?
Also, I want to see some people from the actual cartoon series. I used to watch that. Shh.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah. With the robot dude, the big red dude, and the woman,
little small dude.
Well, who was the girl? I mean, I know I remember seeing some episodes, but like they also at the end of the Lightyear trailer, there was like girl that he kind of like was
but I don't
high-fiving
think
or whatever.
any of those people are gonna be in it, but maybe
they
in
might.
the future. Yeah, this is the prequel. I don't know.
No, I think they'll put more cameos than.
Did we even see anything about Zorg? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Zerg.
Zerg.
It's Zerg.
We see anything about him in it?
I don't know. If
I mean,
I feel like that's gonna be.
He was in the trailer.
Zerg.
Yeah, he was the one that opened up, like that little coffin thing that was coming out.
Was he? I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Yeah, I mean it's all red, and it has to be him because he's the only one. I mean, have you ever like, I don't know, like I feel like even with the show, every time he popped out, it was always like his color red will appear.
Yeah, more like a purple, isn't it?
Yeah, I found it more of a red.
His eyes were red.
His eyes were red, but then every time his appearance, like his uniform is purple, but his eyes are red. So every time when he will appear, like the light red.
Sort of in the dark too. You'd be like in the dark and you see his eyes usually first. Yeah, I guess.
Gotta change those batteries though.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right, but it looks exciting. It looks good. It looks good. I
I'm
think
excited for
that's
it.
well agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
The last headline before we go into mission that we'll kind of talk about. It's kind of a weird one to talk about because I don't know how much we can really say about it, but it is kind of worth talking. There was an incident on the set of Rust, which is a movie that's produced by Alec Baldwin, who he's also starring in as well.
Mhm.
And it's kind of a sad story. The director of photography,
Mhm.
Helena Hutchins, was shot on the set of Rust by a prop that Alec Baldwin he was the one that pulled the trigger on it. There's been a lot of it's kind of already been in heavy investigation. Um, I guess they were practicing a scene that they were about to shoot. Alec Baldwin pulled the trigger and it shot blanks, supposedly. And it shot Helena Hutchins, and she was rushed to the hospital, but was eventually pronounced. And I think it also did it shoot the shoulder of like the director or some other crew
It,
member or something like that.
the director did get injured while in the process.
Okay,
So
yeah,
Yeah, it
I
was
think
two people, and I
it was two
forget the
people. Yeah,
two. Yeah.
the photographer like got shot, and then I think it was the director that got injured as well too.
Immediately after that, Baldwin did come out with a statement saying that he was fully cooperating with the investigation, which I think that was a smart thing to do, in my opinion, because I think if you don't say anything, then you kind of knew what was up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact because let's face it, like regardless of whatever happens, he's the one that pulled the trigger, so it's gonna fall back on him to an
Uh,
extent. And he has to come out, like, not that he has to, but like it's good that he's saying like, hey, I legit, like, to me, I'm thinking he's saying I'm legitimately did not know anything was happening like this was a shock to me. Like, I did not intentionally like try to set this up or rig this. And so the fact like that he said he's cooperating, that kind of makes it more true, I guess, or makes it more genuine, makes it more believable, I
yeah.
guess, in a sense.
But I don't
N-
think it lands on his head because two people were supposed to check, and they
True.
gave him the gun. His job was to shoot that gun, and he shot that gun. So
Yes.
I don't
So there
think it.
was
Yeah.
investigation into obviously him and who was supposed to give him the prop, the director, and everybody. And we'll skip kind of like a lot of the middle stuff because this is the last update that I believe we got from the incident. Deadline has reported that Rust assistant director David Halls, who has been identified as the person who handed Alec Baldwin the prop weapon that accidentally discharged and fatally shot cinematographer Helena Hutchins. So again, assistant director David Halls was previously fired from a movie production after being involved in a weapon discharge incident. The quote says here, I can confirm that Dave Halls was fired from the set of Freedom's Path in 2019 after a crew member incurred a minor and temporary injury when a gun was unexpectedly discharged. Halls was removed from set immediately after the prop gun discharge. Production did not resume filming until Dave was off site. An incident report was taken and filed at that time. Deadline sources say that a replacement armorer and assistant director for Freedom's Path were hired quickly after Hall's firing. Um, who the
Oh,
fuck hired this guy again after that?
Yeah. Who
oh
knows? But
shit.
also, there was another armor thing happening too. That someone who was working on that. I'm just real quick going down the list. Also, there's people who left shooting because of the safety or something else. People were leaving because of that. Just it was bad. And then it's a $6 million movie, which is technically peanuts when it comes to movies. So I assume people were cutting corners.
I don't know. I don't understand of how. What is this guy's fucking deal? I mean, first of all, like what Sal said, who the fuck hired this guy? Are they doing any background checks on the people are they hiring, or
That's why
are
they're
they
cutting
just
corners. It's like whoever wants the job, boop. Yeah.
yeah? It's
So
like, hey, you're cheap, all right?
yeah,
Come on
exactly.
the set. We could afford you. We can't afford a higher person, but fuck, man, this guy needs to if he's if
This is the second time he fucked up.
Yeah, he
That's
fucked
like,
up. Honestly, he
like
should
he's
be
done.
behind.
He's got to be
Yeah,
done in the business, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he's gonna come back from this.
you have. To, I mean, at this point, you have to get arrested.
Who knows? I mean, we'll find out sooner or later. No one's come out and blamed a specific person or
This
entity right
guy,
now.
but this guy is a definition of like when you lie to get a job because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and somebody fucking died because of his mistakes. I mean, Alec Baldwin is a nice guy. I mean, we don't. I
No,
don't know
he's
him.
not.
I mean, so far, I mean, what I mean is like a nice guy that he will not fucking kill somebody. He might.
Oh
be an
no,
asshole.
no. Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's not.
to add more to the Dave Halls thing, though, so this was another update actually before the one I just read, because they did confirm that it was Dave Halls was the one that double checked the gun before he handed it over. And it was reported or was identified that Halls has been the subject of complaints over safety before. The report cites unnamed sources as well as local 44 prop maker Maggie Knoll, who said that Halls neglected safety measures during work on Hulu's Into the Dark. Yeah, but I mean, as producer, right? Alec Baldwin being the producer, he's the one that's funding this shit. Shouldn't he have like a look into to see? This is I just don't know. I guess how it works, right? I don't know how you hire people like that. Like if it was safety things like that was an issue, right? The safety of the people. I'm not gonna go near you. Like I don't want anyone to risk that. Like that's why I don't get like how they hired this guy. You could say but cutting corners, but I guarantee you, if they're really cutting corners, there's probably someone down the street from me who's willing to shoot the movie with them too. Like I think they could have cut corners somewhere else.
He could have lied about his resume, or no one knew about the incident until now. Like whoever was in this movie particularly, but I mean,
technically, this is a very low budget movie.
It really is, and all I'm saying is maybe they didn't, like I said, double check. They're double checking on people, let alone the movie. So there you go.
But I don't fucking know because even low budget movies like Nicolas Cage that's in, they don't fucking do crazy shit like this.
Yeah, they said somebody got fired or whatever in a Nicolas Cage movie he was in too, something like that. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Do we think that this is going to have any sort of repercussions on, like, bigger blockbusters or just bigger movies in general?
I think
you think actors are going to ask for more safety precautions or just ask for more money because they're just risking their lives? Like, are they going to blow this out of proportion and kind of take advantage of this, or actually be fearful to be in movies that will involve weaponry? Or like, what do you think anything's gonna come out of this?
I think the thing that's going to come out of this is that they're going to hire probably like twice the people to double check for safety on the weapons, especially for high budget movies. For low budget movies, I mean, I'm not too sure because you remember, like, there's some companies that they cannot afford that extra type of people or person, so they'll find somebody else, like a director, to double check the gun, to double check weapons, or producer, or I don't know. Because somebody fucking life is gone because of this.
Yeah.
For being lazy, for not really double checking. And if he said that he double checked, he's a fucking liar. Like, my guy, somebody died. And I don't think it's gonna be Alex Baldwin's fault because like it's not he's doing his job. He's a producer and he's acting in it. And this guy's job was to double check the safety of the weapons that they're using, of checking the blanks and stuff like that. And this guy used a real fucking bullet. Like, blanks don't fucking shoot randomly. Like, the fuck? Like, they're blanks.
And what do you think? Big repercussions coming from this?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the next day, the show I watched, The Rookie with Nathan Fillion, like, guns banned from the TV show after the tragedy. And then the next day after that, they're like, the rookie changed prop weapon policy following the fatal shooting. Blah blah blah.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, we're just gonna CGI all the guns." I mean, the reason why people use well, let's say props, it's because they're cheap. If you're gonna CGI everything, that's the reason why people make westerns, which this was. To make a western's really cheap to do. So,
And the project has to be killed off.
I,
More
does
likely.
it?
I don't think nobody's gonna go back to fucking work after somebody dying on set.
Un-
Yeah,
that's a great
that's
a
a different
weird
story. Yeah, that's a different.
because like I could see there's two different ways this can go, right?
Well, let me real quick mention the Crow. Brandon Lee died. They finished the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
I thought he died from like a mafia thing.
no, I think that's a rumor, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like the two ways this can go, right? Is that if they don't finish the movie, well, then fuck, everyone's out of a job for that period of time. They don't get. Well, I don't know if Alec Baldwin being a producer, maybe he'll like give still some part of the money or whatever that he put into it to the crew that worked on it, or they do finish it and try to do the honor and justice of Helena Hutchins and making sure that the film is still going to be shot the way that she had talked or had mentioned about it on sets. Like it could go either way.
I mean,
yeah.
it's got enough publicity, so.
But imagine like
That's true.
Imagine the movie is not that good.
Well, it's I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna have to say it because you did bring it up. It is bringing publicity, so why not kind of capitalize on
I
that?
mean, that's they're trying to make money. So
well,
I mean,
let's also be real here. Heath Ledger as the Joker, that
They
was
bring a lot of money. Yeah.
it brought in a lot more people who didn't
I
even
think
know
so,
Batman was really a thing. Who was like, "Oh, this is a sequel? Oh, okay. I just here for Heath Ledger." Like,
Yeah.
it did bring in a lot of people. So, like,
But-
it sucks to say that, but it is a thing that does happen.
Also,
Yeah.
people don't even mention the guy who flipped over the semi. He died too, the stunt guy. A bunch of stunt people die. Fairly not rare, but it happens, and people just don't say anything. Would you watch the movie if it came out?
I didn't know this movie existed until this.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I was something gonna go for right away. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
But now,
I feel like now we're entitled to watch it because of what this movie's it's about.
Yeah, but I don't feel entitled to watch it. Like, I still don't. I don't even know what this movie's about. So it's like
Western fucking. I don't know.
yeah. So like I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but it's not to say though people are going to watch it though in honor of Helena Hutchins if it does come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that he's gonna be traumatized for the rest of his life?
Yes.
Most likely. Most likely.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
All
I
right.
know he's an asshole, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up with that. We'll see if anything else comes out of this whole investigation. I'm sure we'll get updates within the next week. I mean, we didn't get an update from Facebook, but I'm pretty sure we'll get updates from this one. Right? Because Facebook never changed their name. I thought they were supposed to this week.
I don't know I don't know if I didn't know there was a deadline.
I thought there was.
Also,
All right.
Grand Theft Auto the trilogy, the definitive edition.
No one cared. All right, Mike, do that thing.
Quick pass. Ham.
Intermission.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about Dune, not to be mistaken for Tremors, or not to be mistaken for Doom, which was a very good movie from Dwayne Johnson. At least I liked it. I liked it. I'm sorry. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
Okay.
It's better
What?
than the.
I don't even know her name.
What?
Did she come back?
Jesus Christ. All right, Dune. which is a movie adaptation of a novel, and according to him, because I did not know this, is a 6-part book series.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my first question is, did any of us read the book?
I never even saw the original movie. So
Yeah, the original one. I didn't even know that was even a fucking movie, and I didn't even know it was even a book.
Oh wait, there was an original movie?
yes, in the
like
80s.
In the 80s, yeah.
Holy shit! I did not know that.
All I know there was a meme of some guy.
I heard
in
it was
his,
really bad.
yeah,
All
it
right,
was some
well-
guy in his underwear.
Listeners, you will have the most unbiased opinion, I think, of this movie, because neither of us, I guess, well, they knew about the movie. I did not. And then I knew of the book. Like, I did all this time. I knew there was a book called Dune, which I think was on my list to read like a couple years ago, and I just never got around to it.
Yeah.
But none of us read the book.
Yeah,
So,
Patrick Stewart's in it. Sting, the actual musician, is in it, and some other people that
Oh,
I'm
Jesus
not even
Christ.
thinking of.
Okay. Well, Dune was 2 hours and 35 minutes, so it was it's a fairly lengthy film, and it kind of felt like a lengthy film. IMDb gives it an 8.3 out of 10.
Ooh, nice.
Rotten Tomatoes, 84%.
Oh, okay. Oh, it went down actually.
That's right.
Metacritic.
Oh, what about them assholes?
74%.
Ooh,
74%. Ooh.
You're just repeating what he said.
And of course, just like how he passed through high school, Google users copied homework from Rotten Tomatoes and also agreed that 84% of them like this movie.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The synopsis goes, and I don't think I'm ever going to pronounce this correctly. Paul Atreides, right? Is it Atreides or Atreides?
Atreides, I think
Atreides.
I think so, yeah.
A brilliant and gifted young man born into a great destiny beyond his understanding must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people. As malevolent forces explode into conflict over the planet's exclusive supply of the most precious resource in existence, they can't just say spice. Only those who can conquer their own fear will survive.
The spice nun.
It's got quite a cast. Well, Zendaya's in there. Rebecca Ferguson, who's also from
There's
The
a
Greatest
big
Showman.
cast.
Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Josh Brolin, David Dastmalchian. Gosh, I can't pronounce that last name. But our main star is Timothy Chalamet. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Chalamet.
Chalamet,
who apparently is making the rounds on social media because everyone's loving this guy because he used to be a video game YouTuber.
Really?
Yeah,
I know he's been blowing up. I didn't know that.
In an interview, he said that he grew up on Halo 3 and Gears of War, and that he used to mod Xbox 360 controllers and made YouTube videos on them.
Yeah, but was he famous for it?
I mean,
I mean, apparently not, because none of us really knew him.
I mean, he was in the movie. My Beautiful Boy. I think it was with Steve Carell. I think it was on Amazon.
Yeah, Beautiful Boy.
Beautiful Boy. Yeah, where he was a drug addict. He was really good in the movie.
I mean, he's been blowing up in a lot of movies and a lot of things. And
he's been blowing up on everywhere. Even in my job, because everybody thinks that he's so fucking hot.
Well, that's what I keep hearing, and also
that's what Mike keeps saying.
Yep. And then, especially when those pictures came out of Wonka.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be in Wonka too. Yeah, he has a good jawline. I'm jealous.
All right,
he does,
listeners.
He does.
Listeners, again, the most unbiased opinions on this movie, because we have no background experience with any part of this story at all whatsoever. Also,
I saw a review of the original one, but it was like a funny, dumb review. That's about it.
But I mean, we do know a lot of these actors. We do know the movies they've been in, so we do know what kind of weight they carry.
We do know movies, sort of.
I mean, I don't know about Ham and Becky, but sure.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start with our cards, and then we'll go into a spoiler-filled discussion on Dune. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Remember, spoilers. We'll start with Mike and with me on the cards, and I think just for discussion's sake, we'll start with my opinions and then kind of circle back to Mike. I think it just
fun.
It flows naturally that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, unbiased opinion, Mike, what card would you give Dune?
A yellow.
Okay. Ham.
A yellow.
Okay. Sal.
So.
Sal.
I'm
so glad you guys said yellow because I'm going to give it a yellow too.
Oh my God. Thank you. I thought you were going to chew my ass off. You know,
For what? Which one? I don't even know.
Right? Like I had that same feeling too, where it's like, am I the only one that's gonna be meh about? Like, I'm not really meh. I can't really say that. Like, okay, all social media is praising this movie to the highest degree. Like, people love it. People are falling in love with everybody. Blah blah. Here's my opinion on the movie. The first thing I will say is that this is probably one of the most beautifully shot movies I have seen since probably Lord of the Rings. Like, I kept thinking of Lord of the Rings this entire time watching this movie and kept comparing it to Lord of the Rings. And you guys probably watched it in theaters. Well, no, Ham did not.
I wanted to, I just didn't have time.
Ham saw it on the computer. Mike watched it in theaters, correct?
What, Dune? No, HBO Max.
Oh, you watched it on HBO Max? Oh my God, this opinion. Everyone's gonna hate us now for everything we're gonna talk about this movie. I watched it on my phone because that's the only way I can watch movies nowadays. I feel ashamed for watching it on my phone because this movie is really meant to be seen, not just in the theaters, but IMAX. Like, this is an IMAX worthy film. Because of all the wide shots of the scenery, the landscapes that you get to see, like this, like you think of Lord of the Rings when they're hiking through all the forests and all that shit, and they pan out to the wide view. You can see how much they have to travel.
Imagine watching that on a phone.
Yeah, exactly. Like this. I'm gonna say this right now. Listeners, if you have not seen this movie, don't watch it on your phones or laptops. Go straight to the theaters and watch it. Like, please catch it at IMAX if you can. But I mean, if you have to just do standard screen, that's fine. It is doing a disservice to the movie, and I get now why the director was really pissed about it being streamed, because this is probably not the way that it's supposed to be seen. Like, I think he outright said that. Like, he wants people to go to the theaters for this movie, and it shows. Like, immediately, I think my first realization of it was, gosh, it was him and his father that was walking through. Was it like a what is it called? Oh my gosh. A graveyard, not a graveyard, but you know.
Oh,
the beginning of the movie,
cemetery-ish sort of.
Yeah, it was cemetery. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, when they were walking through that, and they had that, it's like the wide shot, and they looked like so small in the back. I'm like, God damn, that looked good. And then you could just continue on seeing like these vast like towns, like just how detailed everything is. And the sand, they could have really done low budget with the sand, like the desert and shit, but they didn't. Like, there's a lot of fucking detail in just the way that the dunes were created, and how the storms were shifting everything, and how the worms were traveling through everything. Like, there's a lot to take in with this.
Yeah.
But in that strength, I feel like is also the flaw to this movie, where at times I was like, what's going on in the story again?
Right.
Oh my God.
I remember this guy. Oh, that's right. You were that one guy. And I'm like, oh, that's right. You were supposed to do that. Like, I kept getting lost in the story sometimes because of how beautiful the movie was. And I think that just like pulled away from the story too much for me to really enjoy it. I think the story is like, it's kind of bland. It's a weird, beautiful mix between Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, kind of, where you have like this chosen one who's supposed to bring like a balance or some sort to the Force, like this future or something. Like, he's like the God, the Messiah, who's supposed to be like the one that's supposed to save people or whatever. And we get kind of like just general bland story to it. Like,
with my salt and pepper, man.
I think if it wasn't for the actors,
I got my adobo.
I think if it wasn't for the actors that were in this movie, I don't know if I would have really cared as much to
Right.
watch this movie. I think it would have been like, you know what, just give me the art book. I just want to look at the art book for this movie, and that's it. I've already rambled long enough, so I'll let you guys talk. Like, go ahead, Han.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I agree with everything you said. I was just like, okay, cool. All right, that's cool. But where are we going? Where are we going? I'm waiting to see some crazy stuff. I'm waiting to see the stuff he's imagining or not imagining, but dreaming, but seeing. And I'm like, all right, let's get to that part. Let's get. No, it's not in this movie. Oh fuck. Which it's a steady yellow, but that barometer was shaking a little bit, only because I'm like, calm down, because it says part one. Even as you watch it, the first thing it says, blank blank part one, and I'm like, okay, out of how many? So I'm gonna not see maybe, yeah, not see that many cool things. But I mean, the coolest thing was what when they were sort of leaving, like trying to escape. That was cool ish. Some of the flying stuff, like I agree. I think we should have watched it in the movie theaters. I think some parts would have been cooler, but I don't think that would have helped the story at all.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, everybody was all right. I'm like, he keeps seeing. So I'm just gonna call her Zendaya because I don't know what her name is. And I'm like, all right, just get to that, man. Get to Zendaya. Zendaya. She shows up in real time or whatever. Like the last what 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, just get to that. Get to that part. And it really was the whole movie getting to that part. That's the whole thing. That could have like happened really quick. It's 2 hours and 35 minutes. Give me some cooler, man. At least in Star Wars we had lightsabers. At least Lord of the Rings we had fucking arrows and whatever. What do we have? Just stupid that little thing in the. I don't, So the second one, aka usually the best one in a trilogy. I don't even know if it's a trilogy or a sixology or mixology. I don't know. But this second one, whatever it comes out next year, maybe, or
It
the
has
year
been.
after.
It just
2023.
got. It just got the green light for a sequel. So,
Uh,
yeah, probably 2023 at the earliest.
So that better be fucking good. It better be
Okay,
fucking good.
Mike.
Um, I'm glad that you guys feel the same way how I felt after watching this movie. I was, of course, the visual effects is breathtaking. I have a 4K TV, and I felt like that this movie really used every power of my TV because it was just that beautiful. It was great. Like I was just
Did you
like,
break
wow,
your TV?
I felt like it was about. I
The
felt like I
TV
had a
turned. The TV turned itself off. I was like, go to the fucking theater already and just watch this
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
for real. Like it was just. I don't know. I feel like my TV couldn't even handle this movie that much. That's how beautiful it was. Especially the worm scene of when they were
Very
like
cool. Yeah.
hovering above the worm and stuff like that. So, um, other than that, that's the reason why I gave this a yellow card was because of the special effects of how beautiful this movie
Yeah.
is. Other than that, this movie with the storyline is a fucking red card. This movie, the story,
Uh,
I, for me at least.
But it's only a
Um,
piece of the story. That's what I'm just like. I can't really
it's a piece of the
judge it.
story, but I'm not interested. I'm not really interested in part two. I'm not engaged with any of the characters.
it's got your girl.
I, w- I I don't even think she even did anything in the movie except for just standing on top of a
No,
rock
but
and
she's
just.
gonna be more prevalent in the second one.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
After she leaves
guess.
No Way Home, she's gonna go to Dune
Oh,
2.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why.
She's like, fuck Spider-Man, go to Timothy Chalamet.
She's got back to back stuff now. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, but like, I just couldn't fucking understand of what the hell was going on. It was
I
like
bet
talking
you
about
could.
spices, and then
Spice
talking
bananas.
about these people like
Oh,
where they want them to go to this planet to get more spices, but then they betray them so they could get these people get back on the planet. But at the same time, they said don't hurt. And the guy's like, I'm not
So
gonna hurt them, but at the same time, he hurt them. and then now they're running
Yeah,
away.
there's a lot of betrayals and
Yeah, it's
backstabbing and
gonna have
yeah.
to do like probably like I never even watched it, Game of Thrones with all the houses and stuff. I also
hmm
think I read somewhere that it takes over like maybe a couple hundred years.
A couple hundred years.
I think so.
What the new
That's
Game
what
of
I remember.
Thrones?
No, the books, the Dune.
I thought, Dune. Yeah.
Oh, all the book series takes over a span of a couple
I
hundred
think
years.
so. Don't
Oh,
quote me, but I
interesting.
think so.
Interesting.
But this
But
definitely made me feel. Sorry, real quick. Tron
Mhm.
Legacy effect. It looked nice, but I mean, a lot of people just like were okay.
I didn't like Tron Legacy that much either.
Did you
I
just
was-
compare Dune to Tron Legacy?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Like Tron
Tron Le-
Legacy, okay. Like that's not like you're at that point, right? If you compare Tron to Tron Legacy, that's like comparing a VCR to a 4K player. Like that's a vast difference. But that's almost the same thing here with Tron Legacy and Dune, where it's like Tron Legacy is the VCR and Dune is like the 4K player. Like that's a
no,
really
Tron
weird
Legacy
comparison.
looked good as shit.
It looked good.
That's
the
what I'm
year that
saying.
it came out.
But
yeah.
it was, but like you're comparing that to what? The original Tron, which was like made of like
Well, yeah, no,
actual
but I'm
props
saying
and
the
shit.
Tron Legacy looked nice, but the story was
You're
practically
telling me
shit.
that oh fuck, what's his name in there? What's the guy's name? I already forgot his name. The
Which
actor,
one?
the old guy,
The
the
actor.
father.
Yeah.
The-
Yes, the dad of the moon god planet.
You're
you know.
telling me that his CGI face was perfect?
Well, no. I'm just saying the vision. Okay. But I'm just saying even the music sounded. Wait, the music sounded cool. Well, it's Daft Punk, so, but this was your boy, one of them, anyways. So
How the
Still
fuck
there.
did this review became Dune to Tron Legacy?
I'm
so
just
fucking
saying. Never
quick?
mind. You can skip. Pass.
Jesus
anything
Christ.
else you want to add, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, the movie's just boring. I didn't care any of the deaths. I don't know. Like, I just didn't care about anything. I didn't. This movie was just so bland. Like, it needed the spice. That's what this movie needed. They kept on
Yeah,
mentioning
right.
the spice,
Yeah,
but this
that's
movie
what I
needed the
said.
spice.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't understand like why people are praising this movie a lot. I guess it's just because of the special effects,
I guess.
and we
but-
get like the lure. I guess Dune fans who are fan of the books
Oh yeah,
are
probably.
watching
yeah.
this movie are trying to say like, oh, you know what, this movie is trying to cram a lot of the lord into this movie, and it does a really good job. But for us, where we don't know anything whatsoever, I'm fucking lost.
I
don't know.
I kind of like a perspective on this because Ham's gonna understand this more than anyone else. But I get what you mean though. Yes, I get what you mean. Anything else you want to add on before we move on to a couple more things?
Another thing I wanted to add on was fuck, I forgot. I think I got everything out of what I wanted to say about this movie. I don't on my part, I don't recommend it.
Oh, really?
I don't recommend it. I mean, you could just want because the thing is like this movie's not going to be in theaters forever. So you have to watch the special effects on somewhere, and it's whatever you're going to watch it on your phone. So if you're gonna do that, just watch the great special effects on a YouTube channel, because more likely I will have to watch a YouTube video of somebody explaining to me what this movie is about. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that too a little bit. but
Yeah, so I don't recommend this movie.
I think 90%, 98. Let's go 98% of the characters weren't developed, in my opinion, and I'd only recommend this movie to people who love sci-fi. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
First thing I want to bring up, we didn't really talk about it. I mean, it was like mentioned for like a split second. The music. Any takes on the music? Because this was composed by Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
And Hans Zimmer has a really good track record. He did Gladiator, Inception, Blade Runner, the Dark Knight trilogy, Pearl Harbor. I think he did one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, or if not all of them. He's done really great music. I love his music. It's good shit. What do we think about his take in Dune? Okay, got it. Moving on from that.
Exactly. Was he reusing stuff? I don't know. I'm like, it just seemed very, like I said, it needed more spice.
There wasn't. Yeah, I would agree. There's not very memorable, and I think of all the Hans Zimmer stuff that I can recall. This one, I would not be able to bring this up later and be like, oh yeah, definitely directed or composed by Hans Zimmer for sure. Yeah, no. It almost had like a Tenet feel though to it sometimes, where like some parts were like blasting loud, and I was like, why? You're obnoxious. Like, stop. Like, what? Who turned up the radio? Who turned up the sound on this one? Someone fucked up. Like, yeah, it was the sound. The music could have been, I think, adjusted a little bit better to make it like not so like in your face. Like, hey, I'm Hans Zimmer. I'm like, okay, do some of your old work now, like how John Williams does all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, probably a lot of people that love Dune that are listening to this are hating us because, yeah, like Mike said, they're probably loving the fact that they're cramming in a lot of lore into the first movie to set something up, but because we haven't read the books, we can't really say for sure, like, if this is really going to be worth it in the end. My perspective coming into this, again, I have to compare this to Lord of the Rings, because think about when you first watched Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
Did you really get that much character development out of the rest of the Fellowship in that movie? Because you didn't really get to know them until towards the end of the movie. And then we have a death scene of, it's Boromir, who sacrifices his life for Frodo, which I could not stop thinking about that scene when Jason Momoa's character pretty much sacrificed his life for our main character in the movie Dune, where he's not a traitor or anything, but it's like, oh, we get this character we just met, and then we kill him off before the end of the movie.
Oh, and no, I don't think he died.
What?
Yeah, I was kind of conflicted with some of the future stuff, because I thought in one part he said that it's like, oh, I saw you fighting with those people, blah blah blah, and then there was that future where he did die. So yeah, it's a weird. I don't know how that works. I agree with Mike on that one, because I don't know how this movie is going to operate in the future.
Right, but I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
But like the ending for both of these movies also ended very like, what the hell? Like, you didn't give me the rest of this. What's weird for me though is I fell in love with Lord of the Rings because of Fellowship of the Ring. I never read any of the books.
You didn't even want to listen to The Hobbit, you motherfucker.
I didn't. I didn't want to listen to Hobbit. I was actually forced to go watch Fellowship of the Ring. But as soon as the Fellowship of the Ring ended, and I was like, what the fuck? I immediately went straight to the books and was like, I need to know more about this. I want to know exactly how this is going to end. I want to know all these characters. I want to know everything about this world. With Dune, I don't get that same feeling. Like, it's weird, but like, do we discredit Dune, this first part, knowing that there's supposed to be more to it? Like, is it's kind of a weird thing to say, like, you like I get your opinion of you don't like it, you're giving the story a red card, but like, I think some people could also give the story of Fellowship of the Ring a red card, because we just get to meet these people and then we don't do anything else with them yet.
Yeah, you're right about that, about the whole entire thing of Lord of the Rings and stuff. But now that I think about the Fellowship of the Ring, it's kind of is fucking boring. You know how many times I fell asleep in that first one?
I don't know. I still love that movie though.
No, because it was one of the first like very epic fantasy movies, so it was kind of newish.
Right.
So I enjoyed it.
Well, I will say this though, is that the characters were more likable in that one instead of this one in Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did we really fell in love with Legolas and Gimli because of their first part in Fellowship of the Ring, or was it until like the second movie when they were battling at the wall and fighting against each other to see who can get the most Uruk-hai kills? Like, when did
I
you really fall in love with those characters?
I mean, of course, in part two, the was it the two towers?
Yeah,
But the thing is that they're the way that they introduced these characters were a lot better, and it was a little bit more slower, but you were able to sort of comprehend of what was going on comparing to this where it's going like 100 miles per hour, and you have like these little things in the background while this guy is hearing that's connected with the story of like the spices, um the I forget what are the villains called, the Artie, what were they called, the Brooks, so I don't fucking know what they're called.
yeah, I know.
Let's
It's
just
like
call
if it's too hard for me to pronounce, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
remember.
right.
yeah, I'm just gonna call them the Brooks, and then you have Zendaya's people, and then you have like the worms, and then you have more of the planets, and then you have these people where this lady's telling him to put his hand inside of the fucking book, and he's gonna feel pain. If he takes it out, he's gonna die. And for some reason, they have a connection with the whole entire world, and the ending. Boom.
Plus you had a bunch of people die in this movie, whereas in Lord of the Rings, like you said, the only real person that died that we know of, like we were sort of getting to know, was Boromir.
Yeah,
Uh,
Boromir, where the dad died, and you're supposed to feel some sympathy because he was tearing up. Where I was just like, no offense, my guy, I don't care.
yeah,
I'm
you got
waiting.
the dad, you got the whatever
The doctor, you have
his
like
the
his
doctor, his
assistant.
friend.
Did his
Uh,
assistant died?
I don't even know.
The
I,
war guy? I don't remember him dying, or they showed
oh,
his body.
the guy who got in trouble, the bigger guy.
Yeah, that one.
Fuck if
I
I know.
I would assume he died.
I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying.
See,
Is that this
exactly.
movie,
Fuck.
where Lord of the Rings is 3 hours, of course, but it's 3 hours of just like character development and story. Where this one is just a mix of trying to make a story, but at the same time trying to make a character development at the same time. And I don't think it does a really good job because it's jumping. Shit, my throat. Jumping like it's just jumping a whole bunch of different places. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. I just didn't feel any of the intensity, the emotions, or I just didn't
I,
give a shit.
I agree with you, but not in the way that you're describing it though. So
Right.
for me, Dune felt very stretched out, but there was a lot of empty space. Like there was a lot of
Hmm.
time that you could have capitalized on actually, and it's weird for me to say this, more dialogue. And I think that's where Dune needed, or where Dune like lacked, and Lord of the Rings kind of excelled in, where you, even though as long as that movie is, you had actually good dialogue between the characters, between like their like interest and getting to know each other and kind of getting to know their personalities, that character development that I feel like we should have had with these characters in Dune. Like, because in order for it to capture, like for me going into Lord of the Rings, I felt like that was a big deal where I got to get invested into the characters, and that made me want to know the characters even more and go to reading the books. Where here, like just like you, I could not really care less about the characters. Like they're just kind of typical, like stereotypical roles, and it's like you're not giving me much to go off of. Like you're giving me teases of things where, like, it's weird that, was it the Oscar Isaac's character didn't marry the mother?
Mhm.
Like they were okay, so what happened there? And then there's like this weird,
Hmm.
like she's from a different like family line or whatever. um and then we don't really know how close the connection is with Jason Momoa's character to that family. Like
Mhm.
there was a lot of opportunity for dialogue to be had,
Yeah.
but it didn't capitalize on that. And it sucks. Like I think this could have been like a near flawless movie, but I think it just, like, I don't know, maybe the director was was taken away by its own beauty behind the filming the movie, where it's like,
Mhm.
oh shit, that's right,
Hmm.
we had to do shit in this part. That's all right. Put more sand.
I
Hey
think
guys,
Sal's saying that he didn't like the flash forwards. Um, I, I, oh, I
was
didn't
just
just
too
because they
much.
kept showing stuff. They're not even. It was all. Was there even sound? I don't even remember.
I
What these
feel like I feel like the flash forwards were like a preview for the next part of the movie. Like that's the own trailer.
Yeah, but were they even talking in those? Were they? I don't remember. See, I don't even
No, it
remember.
was just him like
So
dreaming of like him falling in love with Zendaya, and then Zendaya betrays him.
Wasn't there another movie that did that same thing though, where it had like future images, and then we finally came to that? Wasn't there another movie that was set up just like that?
uh,
Cody Banks?
probably yeah, but I can't think of the top of my head which one it was.
I don't know. Cody Banks.
Where'd that come from?
I wouldn't go as far as saying not recommending it. I do recommend seeing this movie. I think it for the long-term investment, yeah, just go watch it at least once and go watch it in theaters. Get a early matinee ticket for it. Yeah, that's where I'll just stand. Just at least go see it once. I would at least recommend
Right.
that much. Ham, would you recommend this movie?
I already said.
What was it
Yes.
again?
Yeah, it said only to people who like sci-fi.
Oh, I guess so. I don't,
And then
sort of.
Mike says,
but,
"Fuck you, go see Halloween Kills."
no, actually, no. Watch Dune. Dune does a way better job with the story. But like, are you guys excited for part 2?
I
Really?
am. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm excited. I'm just more, and I wouldn't say that like I feel obligated to. I just hope that there is more development to be
I'm
like that's needed
interested.
here. Like, yeah, I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
I think I'll do this. I'll watch 2 YouTube videos explaining the story, and then I'll go watch the movie again. Hopefully, my TV
Watch the
doesn't.
original.
I know. I'll watch the movie again. Hopefully, it doesn't break my TV, and then watch part 2 when it comes out.
Yeah, I think the original has a bunch of actual backstory. Like, I think maybe I'm fucking.
I think that's what it suffered. It was trying to do too much of the backstory of what the books were trying to do.
Probably.
Because a lot of people were trying to say that this movie is impossible to make in theaters because of how much lore there is.
Yeah, they probably said the same thing about Lord of the Rings.
That's true.
That's true, but Lord of the Rings came out beautiful.
Yes.
What about The Hobbit?
That's all.
I still haven't finished The Hobbit.
Oh.
I guess I'll never finish. Well, no, I did finish reading the book, but I didn't care for the movie.
It was fun.
It's too much CGI for my taste.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So we'll wrap it up there. 3 yellow cards and 1.5 recommendations. Go see Dune in theaters, not on your mobile phones. All right. We have time for Ham's favorite part of our show that we haven't done in ages.
Great.
That I'm undefeated?
In your dreams.
All right. This one, I would be very disappointed if Ham does not get this one.
Great.
And I am going to purposely leave out a couple of words here in the synopsis because one of them actually gives away the title. The other one would definitely give away what the movie is.
Okay.
All right. So again, if you know the answer, text it to me, and whoever first texted me, then I'll rush up the other person. All right, here we go. Here is your movie synopsis. A group of young misfits discover an ancient map and set out on an adventure to find a long-lost treasure.
No.
The Goonies?
No.
I'm just waiting for a text.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm supposed to text.
Whoa! Whoa! Hold on. I can't spell it. Right.
And I know
why. And I know why too.
No, well, I mean, was that your guess, Mike? Because I already got Ham's text.
Hold on.
Yeah, I sent it first.
He's gonna put Agent Cody Banks. I swear to God, if I get a text, this is Agent Cody Banks. I'm kicking you out.
That's all, folks.
I think Mike is still texting me.
Oh god.
Great audio podcast here.
Oh,
Mike, you're disqualified for putting Agent Cody Banks.
and the Goonies.
Yeah,
and you
it's the
couldn't make it.
Goonies. The synopsis goes: a group of young misfits called the Goonies discover an ancient map and set out on an adventure to find a legendary pirate's long lost treasure.
I was like, this is too easy to be it. So I'm like,
Timothy Chalamet Chalamanga is in this movie.
No,
shut up,
Josh
Mugger.
Brolin.
No, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh.
This guy wasn't even born when that movie came out. I think.
And you were
Josh Brolin was in this movie.
Yes, he was the older brother.
He was Brand.
I don't even know her
What kind of a
name.
name is Brand? Now that I think about it, Jesus Christ!
Brazen Brand, man. I don't fucking know.
$50 bill. $50 bill.
The
This is such a
$50
good
bill.
movie. Such a
$50
classic.
bill. Hell yeah, such a classic.
When is Spider-Man gonna dress up like that?
Oh, man,
That's messed up.
love that movie. Can't wait to watch it again.
All right. I'm surprised Ham doesn't pull out any trivia anymore every once
I
in a
don't
while.
have anything on the top of my head.
Okay.
Oh, also, we did do Back to the Future trivia. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah, how
There's
did
some
that go?
Decent questions. Ooh, there was 40-something fucking teams.
Did you win?
We got 7th or 8th before the special round.
What was the hardest question?
That was the bonus round. Put the songs in order. Which were The Power of Love,
Mhm.
Billie Jean.
Are you actually putting them in order, or are you just saying the songs?
I'm just saying them in random. Mr. Sandman, and then what's the last one? Johnny Be Good.
Okay, so it's Power of Love. Johnny.
Is it from first to last?
Yeah, and then this is across all the movies. This is not just the first one.
Oh God, the only one I don't remember is Billie Jean. So Power of Love is the very first song that gets played, and then Johnny Be Good is when he's at the concert. So this is all still the first movie. In the second movie, you get Sandman. Where does Billie Jean fit in? I don't remember that one.
When he goes to the future in the first or second one. Remember he walks into the Cafe 80s or whatever?
That's what I was thinking, because he plays that game. It's a Michael Jackson, or like the
Yeah,
it's a Michael Jackson reference in there.
All right. So that's what I put down. Fucking Mr. Sandman is also in the first one.
When he's at the diner and it just
Yeah,
in the
on the
background.
outside.
Fuck,
Yeah,
I knew
that's
it.
what fucked me up. And I'm like, oh, I fucked it up. But
why did I think the second one? They also played in the second one too?
yeah, they're playing the second one. Same thing. Yeah.
I love that song from Metallica.
Not
Metallica.
the same Sandman,
That's
but
the
okay.
Sandman? Oh, it's not?
Oh.
Oh my god.
No.
No. This is a
Jesus
song
Christ.
from the 50s.
Okay, listeners, sorry for that. Back to the Future, little
Yay.
nostalgia there. Best movie in the world.
Dweebs.
We are probably taking another week off because nothing's coming out this week.
No!
Although,
So one night
when
in
we come
Soho.
back,
One night in Soho.
you're on a cruise, man. All
I
right,
can do it on Tuesday. I can do it on Tuesday.
Unfortunately, you haven't been approved to have those days off. Okay, so
So yeah.
So we'll most likely
Tuesday.
We'll most likely take the next week off, and then when we come back the following week, Ham will have his review on One Night in Soho.
Chalamet.
And then probably there's another movie that's probably going to come out by that time. Maybe Squid Game 2 or something.
Maybe double
And then
feature.
maybe.
Triple feature.
It's got the Halloween spot weekend. Come on.
Well, we'll see. Well, everybody, you guys enjoy your Halloween. Make
Yes.
sure you follow us on these social medias. Instagram.
Yeah, don't follow
YouTube,
me in person.
Twitch, Twitter. Don't follow him in person at all. I mean, if you do follow him, give him a hug.
And maybe get him a shot.
Yes,
Maybe.
yes.
Yeah.
That is the correct answer.
Whiskey, double shot. And then, our email, drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com.
All right.
Yep.
Nice place.
Seriously though, stay safe out there on Halloween weekend. Don't don't take candy from
Candyman.
I was gonna say
Mike.
strangers, but like that's the whole point. Don't make sure that your candy's not open yet.
Yeah, make sure there's no razors in it.
Yep.
Wow, you went that far.
Whoa.
My bad.
Messed up, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Sandman. Okay. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We're wrapping up. Any closing words?
Mr. Sandman, give me a drink.
Do.
Dude.